Yo, everybody, welcome back to another Insanity Productions video. And it is me, your host, Damian Bell, and I'm here. So, we were back inside the thing. Let's save it real quick. And we're back. I was going to do a couple things. One, seeing, and two, what else? Yeah, a HUD. Let's actually start with the HUD and all that. Which, um, so yeah. So let's start with the HUD. So first of all, we actually need a couple. One, we need a create UI text, and it's gonna be text. Actually, it's gonna be uh, input display, and we're gonna need another text. Actually, not yet. Let's go to 2D mode because we need to actually get to it, and zoom out. Fuck yeah, zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom. Why is it so big? All right, so couple things. One, we need to actually put it. Actually, it's default text. Me default. Because I like to have a default. Actually, so I could have it just turn it on and off, but who the fuck likes doing that? It's gonna be turning on and off anyway, but the default. So, one, are you centered? We're gonna actually make you a little bit lower. Uh, Scale up a little bit. But you, not there. You know, that looks good. There we go. And then, actually, that's a little long. Actually, well, the screen's a little wide. Oh, it's using this aspect ratio, which is kind of fugly. Right, so actually, anchor it to the center. And we're going to actually control duplicate this shit. This is gonna be input info. Be default too. But actually lower it. What's the height? 30? So to negative 130. Well, actually, apparently not. That doesn't how saying is works. There we go. Also, we do need to up this. Actually, center it, and actually, we want the text about 20. Actually, not 20. Actually, yes, 20. And actually, wide, width. Actually, control, control, alt. Actually, it's just what's set to 600. What's 600? And the something to something else. Oh yes, and stretch. Because I don't want it there. I just want it stretchy. What's 600 and font size something a little bigger. 26. Oh, there we go. We want it centered also, and we want it. Oh wait. Okay, so now we have text. Wow, actually turn the text off. So now actually head back into our switch. Now we need a couple more variables. It's going to be public game game object is going to be input display and public game object input info. Okay, we need a couple things. First of all, for now, we need using Unity engine.ui because we do. Now, on mouse over, we need an if statement. The distance is less than or equal to 3, of course. We would want to input display and there's gonna be a couple things that are actually we're gonna need a couple things. Maybe we're actually gonna have to have another switch me on that. We're actually gonna and switch me baby because we have an on-off segment. Though if the button doesn't, it won't affect. I hope it won't affect the button because this will be looking weird. And switch me baby equals false. That means input display dot set active. Of course, true. We do though want to do something. So input display dot get component. We should be text um, dot text undo dot text. Not this one. Shoot, what is it? Should be this one. All right, dot text equals. There we go. Equals. It is going to equal e. It's going to be like a bracket space capital E, another space, and then another bracket. And the same for input. This basically allows I use this input info. I actually use this same method in my actual gaming itself to be able to apply different information to it. This, which basically it's my HUD, so it shows what I want when I want. Equals. And yes, I rarely knew that this, but I'm still giving tutorials because I am learning while you guys are learning. And I should say turn switch on. For that, we need to input info dot set active true. Okay, so now we actually do need if the distance is less than or equal to 3, of course, and switch me baby equals true. This number might be backwards, but actually. And the only thing I gotta change between these two things is off. It's literally, I'm wanting it to do the exact same thing. It is going to try to run both scripts at the same time, but if Swing Baby is on or off, it's going to choose one or the other for HUD. Now, I'm saying this, but I was thinking about, doing like F, like using F in the game, so just like, that's why I have both of them. Now, out of void on mouse over, And now it's gonna be void on mouse exit. We're finally actually gonna use this. Back. And all it is gonna do is on mouse exit input display dot set active false input info dot set active false. So now it should work. How long are we recording? Only 10 minutes. That took 10 minutes. That's kind of sad. Well, actually, pretty sure the actual coding project didn't take that long, but like everything took 10 minutes. So now, if we go into info, if we press play, real quick, clicks into the game, and no, not popping up. Oh, when an idiot becomes a bigger idiot. There we go. We actually need to input display. We actually need to actually put the stuff in to drag and drop input info. Now it's gonna actually turn off work once and turn off this button. Switch. Because now turning in this button is the old. Actually, it's turning making it is having this button thing. Turn switch on, off. I really do need to change that switch to something else that's not black, but off on. You know, I'm surprised it actually works on the first try. Now actually, let's do a button thingy. We have the third one. So you guys don't have to have all this extra information, but this is basically the base stuff. That you guys can work with is this is button, this is switch on and switch off. These are the information for on off. Basically, this is on, this is off. Basically, and it works with button too. Basically, the button immediately as you let go of it, it's gonna turn it off on like switch. But all this stuff is base. It's a framework for y'all. But and now this is for button. So it's gonna be if the distance is less than or equal to 3, and something, and is button and is button, it's going to activate. Easy button. So most of the stuff's going to be the same. Set active true, set active true. Text E, but this is going to be push button. Push button. And yeah, this is about it. It's asking with the buttons. We don't need Switch Me Baby because Switch Me Baby actually does with Switch. Back over into Unity. We press play. It's switch. We go into, where is it? Is button. And actually, I want to add another thing. We actually want for the off. We're actually turning the switch off thing, and work once as to equal false. Cause yeah, I know that's a no-no. Is button. I 1 second. I am having a brain fart. Okay, so I think I figured out how to do it. So this is probably one of my two, probably way more complex to probably less complex. I might make it less complex, but public boolean. Actually, it does be public. It should be boolean because it's gonna be it's nothing else is gonna it's not gonna be interactive. Pub boolean button me because I don't do names. Okay, guys, as you can I don't do names. So just button me. So first of all, now button. Okay, so now we actually want is button to equal no is button and is button. But also, and I don't know why that got disappeared, but and um, button me equals false. And what we wanted to do is we actually wanted to when you press the button, trigger button me. Okay, so actually, so basically in this, it's gonna do it. Button me equals false is going to only show this. Button me equals false. Okay. Um, need to write another if statement and update. Wait, so we want work once to affect it. Basically, if work once equals true, and update. If work, oh yeah, work once doesn't trigger this. Basically, on start, we want button me to equal true. On switch 2, button me to equal false. I forgot that one. Okay, so that should work. And the fact that I keep adding things, these videos could be a whole lot shorter, but I'm adding things onto it. Also, the fact of we are freaking almost 20 minutes in, and I have not gotten to the actual scene changing side of things. Which, don't worry, it's a whole lot more simple-ish. Right, one, mouse. Turn switch on. On, off. I need to find the button. We want to just is a button. Push button. That should not work. Oh, I know why. I know why it works. So actually, one, keep it on. One, put a space between these two. Because okay, so this is actually, we need to add a thing is button equals false. So this doesn't work. Actually, no, not this one. That's not the issue. Just check a couple things. And is button equals false. We only want it to actually affect. And is button. You want to add the and is button thing equals false. Well, there we go. You want it to actually equal that so it doesn't activate once you let go. So now, there we go. So switch works. Go over here. Not down. That's the button. Now we're in the button, right? Yeah, there it is. Turn it to is button. it's not glitching out. We turn it on work once. Oh wait, why the fuck's not? That should be turning off whenever I press the button. There's a real quick debugging. Okay, I think I figured out something. So if we go with a couple things, one, so let's test something. So to me, we're actually gonna make button me equal to switch me baby. One more time. Does that work? No, I don't want unity. Work. First of all, we want to enable one and wait, we look are we looking at let's push button. Switch mid switch baby. It does not work. Oh, oh come on. Yeah, so as you can see, as long as my mouse is actually on it, and whenever my mouse is basically don't your mouse anchors to the center of the screen. Basically, whenever the center of my screen is over any part of the cube, it works. So, but for some reason, switcher baby being just off in general is not a good thing. But it's like off in general, it's saying that, but turning it off this way means weird. But yeah, there you go. That's that. Now onwards to scene managing. So one thing for sure, we need to figure out. We only have two scenes. We have sample scene, and we have this scene, which is tutorial scene. So for button, so this is only gonna work once. So when going into it, because we don't have any return and on those things, this is actually that's the actual game saying. So we're actually gonna go there. But first, we actually need a couple things. One, we need using a Unity engine dot scene management. We need that stuff. Is there something using Unity engine dot scene management dot no nothing. Okay, so now I we need to go level down here. So when the switch is active, want to actually want to we had an if statement inside of it. I mean, right? Probably. But actually, I don't want to have it. We haven't said. So this is just for my purposes. You don't have to add it if you want, but so just adding. Actually, for now, before I do this, it's just gonna be scene. Actually, another space, another space, just one space. So scene manager dot get active scene dot dot wait so dot load scene um what's it called sample scene. That might work. I'm actually using the direct method. You can also use build settings. Yeah, in the build settings, you can add. So one, I need to pop this out. I don't want to do that. Pop it out into it right now. Okay, so one, you want to make sure all your scenes are in it, and it gives you a number on the side. You actually build that index. Let's do that. So we're in scene one right now, scene 0, and we want to go to scene 1, but I'll get into that in just a minute. But for now, if we go back into this shit, fuck. Actually, go back into it, turn switch on. Yeah, so it loads it very suddenly too. Actually, we probably think that was. So yeah, we did stuff. It's a horror game. Yeah, it's a horror game, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. It's a horror game. You guys can get actually a brief look at it. So, but yeah, that's it. Now, if you guys want to load a specific scene, then go to back into Visual Studio. We scene manager dot get scene by build index 1, which should work. Since these scripts that I'm using aren't even in the other world, other scene, it might not work. Okay. Alright, so press play. Okay, just because I don't know how to use the scene thing, dot load scene dot why does it need to be so active? Oh, you gotta scene dot actually. Well, you can just reload the scene if you want. Active scene. What about load active scene? Load scene. Oh, is this? That might work. Because I don't actually know what to find. Let's see one. Using the, like, one, exit out, and proceed. Oh, wait, no, we want to load 0. Not load scene 1, load scene 0! I'm an idiot. Because the sample scene is what we're wanting to go to, and we're in the tutorial scene. We're going to go, why am I wanting to load scene 0? Not load scene 1? I don't know. And reload. There you go. You know how to do stuff now. This video has been going on for 30 minutes now. So, in this video, I have shown you guys how to, 1, change levels using a button. It's mostly just same, it's just that, well, all it is shoving it in, shoving it on a switch, but like, shoving it into the switch. It's not, it's gotta work the same as a switch or a button. If you guys want to make it so complex, basically create 2 different scenes, where you basically load it and you spawn right in the same exact place that you were at. You can. But you have to like have something like variable safe, like positioning, a specific position and rotation. Of everything, anyway. Of that like room and like you like what were the room and stuff like that. Like, but okay, undo. Okay, so literally that's all. That's all they say. That's so basically turn your head to stuff like yeah HUD. That's why we have UI. Actually, we don't actually need UI to set the things inactive or non-inactive, but this is actually why we need the UI, because we can't actually modify any text without using UnityEngine.ui. So if you guys want to know something, if you want to mess with anything using the UI, text, drop down boxes and all that, it's like you go to UI, any of that stuff. We have text, we have images, buttons, a toggle, slider. We want to mess with anything in particular about it. Like you said, you can basically mess with it with that. You don't have to have it with basics like turning on and off, things like that. It's like mesh. It's like and so let's say we have. Okay, so apparently this thing doesn't have mesh. Actually, well, it does if it's 3D, but feel that you can't change any of this stuff. You can change, you transform it. Well, actually, you might be able to. Yeah, you can use rect transform because rect transform is just another form of transforming. But like you can't mess with any of this stuff without having using code without having Unity Engine at UI and be able to change scenes. You have to have the scene management because why not? Don't actually know what collections.generic is, but we do have that. But for now, I'm apparently offline, even though I have internet. But for now, this has been another video. Fourth video in this playlist. How long am I gonna stick on this button thingy? However long I feel like. This might be the last one. If you guys have any questions or any more ideas for another video about like different things you can do that you guys want to learn how to do about it, like I know a bunch of different things you can do, but it's like come on, you could run an entire you could start like I said sequence. I'm not making a sequence myself. And like in a separate video, basically run a sequence. Like I actually have like off camera, and like show you how to implement it. Oh, like actually, the sequences are a little different because they're not actually part of the button itself. Because what I'm showing is actually different things about the button. A sequence is what I'm calling it. Sequences is actually these. Alright, so literally it's opening. Literally all it is a sequence runs. In this case, it gets triggered. You attach it to whatever you want. Um, and you have something triggered, or it triggers itself. In this case, it is triggering itself by, because this is actually being. What did I attach this to? Real quick. So actually, if you actually look down here, you can see jump scare 1, which is the script, and it's attached to the player. Um, so yeah, sample scenes. Actually, so I have I actually imported a thingy, and I have all this stuff. Um, so yeah, yeah, got tutorials. Load the tutorial scene because who the fuck don't go to the button? Go to my button. But yeah, that's it. The button to enable and disable things, but sequence literally it runs a bunch of different variables. It's best to basically have uh oh yeah so this is actually set the position of the player for to get in our position to be able to see it. Usually, like in my places, only like a tiny smidge. It looks like it's like just jumping, but it's like basic and literally only for like this case, be able to trigger it using an empty collider. Let's take a box and set it to trigger. All you need is Freud on trigger enter collider other. Um, yeah. So you want to play position, start code routine, trigger jump, and literally you want to all it does and start code routine, trigger jump, and start and play position. All it is getting play position, setting play. It's all it is setting play position, which I probably could just set the play position inside of trigger jump, but fuck you. But you always want to have an IO enumerator with all the different things that's going to happen. Basically, if you want to have a certain animation that's going to be playing for like 30 seconds while you want other things happening, what you want to do is you want to have a bunch of It's going to be playing, but do not play any other animations with it because it's when I reset it and let's start playing the other animations. It's gonna be weird. But it's like all it is literally running different things. In this case, it is the player enabled false. Basically, it's disabling the player from carry close to each other, so I can't move. Until the player can't move. It's going to set it active. Basically, set active true. Basically, it's going to turn it on. It'll turn the black screen on, and it's going to play an animation from it. Jump flash. Basically, it's just boom. So let's do jump scare the players. Basically, yeah, like make him jumping. Um, then it's going to jump scare dot get component. It's gonna make play jump scare animation, which is the jump scare entity jumping across, flying across the screen. It's gonna play a reverb. It's a boom. Noise and everything. And it's gonna be a delay time, which the delay time is actually before I figured out I can put an F at the end of it. I probably could change it, but we're leaving it for now, which is just half a second. And then it's going to text box like you want. That text basically gives the player enough time. It's enough time to basically for the player to respond without just saying immediately saying it. So basically, it's half a second. 1 second. I don't know. Half a second. What was that? And then you want to wait for another second, and then enable the character, and then fade screen dot set active false, basically disabling it just in case something buggy happens. You don't want it to flash on the screen for no reason at all. It's going to set basically write another thing. I need to hurry. In this case, actually, um, what I do is I have it change every 2 seconds. Of the thing, of the text change every 2 seconds. Well, in this case, I have to change one. I need to hurry, and it looks like a weapon on the table, and then it's going to enable the arrow that's bouncing up and down on the table, and it's going to wait another 2 seconds, remove the text from the screen. Well, technically it's not removing it. All it is setting it to nothing in the text box. And then trigger box collider dot enabled equals false, meaning that you can't trigger the box collider anymore. And then wait for seconds, 5 seconds, and then destroy the jump scare. Jump scare is the actual jump. The jump scare is the actual thing that's jump scaring you. Which going to remove the script from from the character. Basically, I'll think about destroying the script dot. Destroy self. No, this dot destroy. This dot destroy. No. This dot get component. Literally, all it's gonna be is that's not gonna it. Destroy. That get component. Um, jump scare one. Destroy it. That's not gonna work. Bro, what the fuck's supposed to go in there? Dot dot set. How the fuck did I destroy it again? Actually, it destroys. Actually, it destroys ship somewhere around here. It's in gun pickup. All it is yeah. Basically, this is very similar to the other thing. I don't have an It's it's basically a subtle jump scare. What yeah, my script's very complicated. Way too much complex. Way too complex compared to what it should be. It's actually I have another eye enumerator. So we're gonna fight. It should be another eye enumerator. Destroy old room. True door. Like spider dynamo. True build. Actually interact with it. Destroy old room. New room. Site active. True. Bang. Play. Creak sound. Play. The door. Door close.
I don't know why I saw it called gun sound, but it's actually not gun sound. I swear I have a delay somewhere here. It's a simple measurement. I don't know, but this is a long ass video as it is. I'm just saying in silence. Oh god, I'm cutting a lot of this shit out. Which I'm not. I don't know. But thank you all for watching this video. If you guys liked it, like, subscribe, do whatever you want, and I shall see you all in the next video. And hope you guys like the explanation behind my new game. That it's untitled. Guys, give me names, please. Names.